Welcome back to What Matters This Week. I'm Lauren Maloney. Joining me now from Colchester is Aaron Frank, Town Manager, and Public Works Director Brian Osborne. Gentlemen, I appreciate you being here.
Lauren, thank you for having us.
It is town meeting day time already. It feels like it happened pretty quick this year, right?
It rolls around.
It does. It does. Let's start with the budget first, Aaron, because we're talking about a 2.4% increase.
Yes.
Where do you need help this year?
Sure. So the 2.4% increase breaks down into two components, about 1.2%, about $150,000 for continuation of existing services. If you look at the private sector indices of the cost to employees, it's about 1.9%. We try to benchmark ourselves against that, so we're doing pretty well in that regard, kind of beating the private sector. But as far as new resources, again, we need about $159,000 for those. Some of the areas that we're looking to resource better include weekday daytime firefighters. We have about 90 volunteer firefighters in the town of Colchester, but during the weekday daytimes, we're a little bit shy of meeting the needs that we have should a structure fire occur. So we're applying for a federal grant, and we have about $37,000 in funding for weekday daytime firefighters, which is the first portion of a grant match. The next area that we're looking to resource a little bit better is streets and highway maintenance. The town has grown about 1.5% every year since about 2000, so we have more streets, more paths, and things to plow, maintain throughout the year. So we've got about $70,000 increased cost for a highway maintenance worker. Another area that we're resourcing a little bit better is community justice. We're partnering with the town of Essex, and they have a community justice program, whereas if people have crimes maybe for the first time or youth, they work with a local group, and then they have community reparations through that, and it's about $16,000. And then finally, we have a community collaborative with the Howard Center and 6 other communities in Chittenden County where we have community social workers that can work with the police if somebody has a social service or mental health need. That's about $20,000. So those are really the areas that we're looking to resource a little bit better with new programs and services.
And a lot of towns and communities around Chittenden County, around Burlington, are also taking advantage of that mental health kind of shared plan.
Exactly.
Brian, the fascination is really going to be on you when it comes to this, because I know this is a big ballot item for Colchester, is this Malletts Bay Sewer Project. Now, this has appeared or been a part of a town plan dating back to 1964. So I imagine this has been a concern for some time.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, as far back as you said, in 1964, it first began appearing in the town plan as a priority. It's been in virtually every planning document that the town has created since then. The Heritage Project, wastewater master plans, Malletts Bay initiatives, to name a few. So it certainly has been a priority, and is really, as much attention that's been focused on this, it's really one singular project within dozens and dozens of projects and programs that make up what we refer to as the Malletts Bay Initiative, which is a very multifaceted, broad-based plan to address all of the challenges facing Malletts Bay, whether it be water quality, land use, recreation, etc.
So at the heart of this, there really needs to be an entirely new sewer system reworked around the edge of the bay, correct?
Yeah, right now this entire area is served by on-site wastewater systems. We know that those on-site wastewater systems are in an area that can't adequately support them. There are just too many environmental and area constraints to allow a properly functioning septic system. We've seen significant numbers of failures as a result of that. 13 failed septic systems in the last 10 years within this small area. That's a significant number of failures. We've been able to document through some fairly sophisticated water quality sampling using DNA analysis the presence of human waste bacteria. So after a very lengthy and comprehensive study that took place for around 4 years, it was funded by the United States EPA for $2 million. The professional engineers and scientists that worked on this for 4 years ultimately recommended that the best way to protect public health and the environment was to construct sewers within this limited area.
Okay. Now, this was also on the agenda or up for voters in 1999, and it failed. So the big question, what's different now?
Yeah, it's a great question. There was a lot of significant takeaways from the 1999 project. One of them was the 99 project, from a funding perspective, really relied upon a town-wide tax rate increase. This project uses no property taxes whatsoever. It's funded entirely with state and federal grants, local option taxes, and low-interest loans. So that's a fundamental difference of significance. The 1999 project also required all the individual property owners to take the responsibility for paying for and having constructed the individual service laterals that would connect them to the sewer system. In this project, all of that will be part of the project, and the property owners will not need to take on those responsibilities. From a land use perspective, the 99 project, there was a lot of concerns about unbridled growth as a result of the introduction of sewers. There's been a very lengthy visioning process where the community participated in creating zoning that resulted in Malletts Bay being ending up as they'd like it to, regardless of whether there's sewers there or not. So we're pretty confident now that the bay is going to end up looking like the community wants it to look like, with or without sewers. So that's been addressed. And then the other is just the science behind the current project. In the 1999 project, the belief that there was human waste bacteria in Malletts Bay was more anecdotal. It was, looking at these small lots.
I see.
And
now you have proof.
Right. And now we've gone through and done the science, done the water quality sampling, done the DNA analysis, and confirmed that there is, in fact, human waste and bacteria in Malletts Bay.
Some of the pushback or the controversy, I imagine, with this is that it will cost residents when it comes to operating and debt charges, and those are kind of two different line items that will amount to around $700 or so, correct? Is that where you're hearing some of the pushback?
Well, that is an accurate estimate of what the average cost would be to a single-family home, but that's, when we talk about residents, that cost is within the proposed service area. That's 289 properties within Colchester.
Okay.
Close to 7,000 properties, or 96% of the property owners in Colchester, will not pay any additional cost toward this sewer project. It's going to be funded entirely within the user base of 289 properties. So yes,
that's Lakeshore Drive, those type of...
That West Lakeshore Drive from Prim Road back to Bayside, East Lakeshore Drive, and Goodsell Point. Those are the people that are going to fund this project, along with the use of local option taxes and low-interest loans and state and federal grants. And those local option taxes will be repaid by future sewer fees. Yes, $790 a year on average for single-family homes, but it's only those 289 properties within the service area.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the Agency of Natural Resources. When it comes to them, possibly the EPA, are they on the town and the community to remedy this soon?
I would say that it's more of a collaborative partnership between the town and the agency. The thing that the agency and the town have in common is we're both very interested in improving water quality everywhere in the state, including in Colchester. So it's been a very collaborative effort more than anything.
For, let's say, each home, let's say this passes, when it comes to installation, et cetera, is it going to affect homeowners and families in a big way?
The construction of it? Well, there'll be construction in their front yards as the service connections are constructed. There'll be disturbance, of course, within the roadway corridors where the sewer lines will be installed. So, it's going to be probably a 2-year construction project. So it's a big project.
Oh, okay. If this fails, Brian, what's next?
I honestly don't know. I mean, if we had I think we've concluded that if we had another alternative or another option, we would have pursued that. I think what we're going to have to do is just kind of live with the existing conditions and do the best we can with them, which is what we've been doing for years. And I think the general consensus is it's really not good enough. But we just don't think that there are any other realistic options.
Could that lead to further water closures when it comes to swimming, et cetera, in the summertime? Is that what some of these problems are connected to?
Well, it's related to just human waste bacteria, and I don't think that the problem is going to go away on its own.
Will it get worse?
It could. It could.
There's a kind of an informational meeting coming up again, correct, before town meeting?
Yes.
Okay, February 26th?
February 26th
Okay.
at 6:30 p.m. at the Colchester High School Performing Arts Center.
Okay, appreciate it. What time?
6:30 p.m.
Okay, put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back on What Matters This Week.